You join us now at the Australian War Memorial. It is completely free. You get 4 hours parking, it's also free entry, and you get free tours which go at different times. We're outside the front of the War Memorial now, and something that you'll see advertised, the fact that it lines up perfectly with Ainslie Lookout behind, then Anzac Avenue, which is this long road going down there, and on the far side you have the old Parliament building, then the new Parliament building on the very top. So where we are right now, we're in, I'm going to call it the Hall of Remembrance. All the different countries on the wall going across there and there, those are all different countries that Australian service people have gone into the war. From here down to New Parliament House is a dead straight line. When the Prime Minister of this country can open his doors, he can see straight down to here, and it is for him to think about the cost of war. I think it's built beautifully, and the idea of syncing it all up is actually amazing. So in 1942, Sydney was actually bombed by 3 submarines. 2 were destroyed, 1 escaped, and they actually found it only 8 years ago off the coast, north on the beach. Churchill had the majority of the Australian forces over in the Europe front. He actually said, it came out 25 years later on the top secret document, he said, I can afford to lose Australia now and I can get it back later, because he had a Hitler first policy. Who they actually turned to then was America. The rest is history, so to speak, in the Pacific War. Where we are right now is the final room where the tour ends. It's called the Anzac Room, and it has 3 different movies that you watch that play at different times, and they're in a trilogy. They're about 8 to 10 minutes each, and it ends here so you can watch them. So it's very interesting, and we're going to go watch it now. So we have just left. To say it's free is a fascinating, fantastic museum, and I definitely recommend doing the free guided tours because it chooses out some of the key bits. And now we're walking down Anzac Parade. The drone shots you just saw as well of Anzac Parade, I had a whole flight of cockatoos, a whole gang of them coming up to the drone. So if you see them in the footage, that's why they were literally surrounding it after. It's quite impressive in a way. And I've got statues and different things here as monuments to the people in the different wars, which I think is very lovely, but I don't know, it seems a little bit bare because that building up there, the War Memorial, is one of the best buildings I've ever been to or seen. So I would like this to match that more. But other than that, it is very cold. Good morning, you join us at New Parliament building in the underground parking, and we are here for a 11 o'clock tour. This is the main door, you come through a security screen in, little help desk over there, which is very nice, and you're in to a big open area, so nice. And that is our meeting point up on the balcony for the 11 o'clock tour. But in 1978 they've decided that a new Parliament building would be designed, and it would be done in 1988, and it would cost $20 million. It actually cost $1.1 billion, just to let you know that. So just a little bit of an overspend. So where I am right now, we're in the House of Representatives where all major debates and government actually sits. So it's pretty cool to see. On the far side there, that little chair right there, that's where the Prime Minister sits. This is what the House of Representatives looks like on a full day. You ever wondered as well why Australia's coat of arms has an emu and a kangaroo? It's because they are the only 2 animals in Australia that cannot walk backwards. So it is to show the image that Australia is never going backwards, it is always and only going forwards. Where we are right now, that is old Parliament House. Just outside it here, there's actually a little camp. That big sign on the opposite side says sovereignty, and there's a fire in the middle over there that has been shining since 1972 when this camp first opened. And what this camp basically is a peaceful protest for predominantly Aboriginal rights. And there's a guy there who we were just talking to called Jerry, who is half Aborigine, half white, English I think. He was actually a chef at the 2000 Olympics in Sydney, then he actually left that and came here permanently, so he's been here 18 years. Just a very interesting guy to talk to, so I'd actually recommend that. We feel like Canberra is actually like a university city because it's so spread out, and it does feel like that. It's very peaceful. It has got some incredibly ugly buildings, I'm not gonna lie. But that building there, I mean, that looks like a prison. Just spruce it up a bit, you know what I mean? Get a bucket of paint, do something. So if you want a free place to camp, you can actually come to the campsite. I've just been told by Jerry himself, and you're more than welcome to camp in the city centre of Canberra. Just right there by Parliament House. Where we are right now is the Prime Minister's office and workspaces and different offices with the people who actually worked for him. So all of this is original. Here's some of the original staff at the time who worked for the Prime Minister. Between 1973 to 1988, this was actually where the Prime Ministers worked from this. And at the time, the Prime Minister who was sitting and moved was called Bob Hawke. And he was the last Prime Minister here before they moved up to the new Parliament building. And this is where the Prime Minister sat, right there, and this is the office. Ta-da! This is the cabinet room where all stuff, decisions, things were talked about. We have just left the old Parliament building now. We were there maybe half an hour, and because we've been to the new Parliament building first, the only thing added there is that you get to see the Prime Minister's office, which is interesting. It just gives you a bit more of a story and it has more history there. The new Parliament building is just, if I'm honest, it hasn't got much going for it. I'm honest, I find it a bit bland and boring in there. So if you had to spend 40 minutes on a tour, I would say that one. Even because you could hear some more about the stories and actual history has happened there. And if it just feels more, it's got more character to it, I can't explain it. So you join us now at Mount Ainslie, which is a stunning view of the sunset over there, looking over Canberra. But where we are right now, look at this, perfect line symmetry. Right behind the War Memorial, old Parliament House, new Parliament House, just beautiful. You've joined us at the top of the hill. We have been here quite a while and it is beyond cold now. I am freezing, but to cap off the day, we have finished with a lovely sunset and view over Canberra. This is definitely one thing you have to come as well and see is sunset. Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I hope it was helpful and see you in the next video.
Bye Canberra.
Bye Canberra, see you later.